Und willkommen zurück. Wir haben das letzte Mal mit Training verbracht. Nicht besonders gut. Jetzt wollte ich noch mal gucken wegen Aufwerten. Wie viel braucht der? 13 Punkte. Der könnte eine zweite Fähigkeit, also das sieht man ja nicht. Der ist eigentlich eingeteilt. Ivar könnte 13 Punkte, machen wir das doch direkt mal. Ach so, okay. Also der kann dann mehr auf einmal treffen. Ja, habe ich jetzt richtig verstanden. 2, 3, 4. Gut. Und dann machen wir auch die Punkte da hoch. Und dann sieht das doch schon ganz gut aus. Wie viele Punkte braucht? Ach so. Wenn man nicht mehr aufwerten kann, doch. Hm. Wieso durfte ich das denn bei Bersi nicht? Der wird doch auch angezeigt. Oder ist das, bedeutet das bloß was anderes? Ja, dann lassen wir das erstmal. Wo ist er? Da. You watch for a moment disabled. Yunus appetite and the mender found nearly dead at Richhorn. Moves his staff in a complex pattern, repairing some armor. Not a bad festival trick, right? I've seen worse. And I've seen better, like yours back in Burskard with stopping Bellow. For all the good it did, we saved quite a few, didn't we? Actually, I don't want to talk about it. Ja, wir haben ein paar gerettet. Indeed, and everyone knows how much it costs you. No one expects you to get over it anytime soon. Are you about to tell me it was for the greater good? They expect me to lead like Aled didn't die. Tja, war es das Größere wohl? And risk to use them and act on me? No thanks. Avon gives you a brief smile. I'm just letting you know we are not blind to your pain. Those who haven't lost someone probably will before this is over. I'm just... listen, we got it. Thanks, Avon. I guess I'm not sure why I'm still trying to save everyone. I realize it provides little solace, but we are fighting for more time, so what all wounds can mend. He sees your face and realizes enough has been said. He picks up the armor. I better check on the fighter who was wearing this. Naja, er meint's ja nur gut. Da alle sehen, wie schwer der Verlust wiegt. Müssen wir mal gucken, wie lange der sich damit grämt oder ob der dann nochmal oder gar nicht mehr zurückkommt. Was jetzt? You look at all the food fresher placed in the supply carts. What's all this about? You ask Oddlife. The clansmen are trying to have as much as possible now, she says. Whenever they can, they'll forage for nuts and berries or fish and hunt. Wow, mal was Positives. She hands you a piece of fruit. They may not know how to fight, but they can keep us alive by keeping us fed. Freut mich. A crowd begins to cheer from one of the longships as a man struggles with his fishing net. As his catch nears the surface, some voice concerns. You're close enough to make out a large shape in what looks like fur or hair in the net. Iron arrow in the mask. Keep watching as the man howls it out. Release it. Everyone hears your clear order, but the man ignores it and continues to pull in the net. An arrow bites into the ship next to the man's arms. Oddlife has another arrow knocked before you looked up. Let go, she tells the man, or I will. His hands open and some look relieved to watch the unknown catch sink below the surface. Ich weiß ja nicht, was es war, aber irgendwie hatte ich ein schlechtes Gefühl dabei. Shouts from one of the rear longships grab everyone's attention. The quick construction is proving faulty and the ship is taken on water fast. The stretch on the bank and all other ships almost at capacity. You consider your options. At capacity, ich dachte gerade schon, das macht doch keinen Sinn. Bank the longship for repairs. Have the clansmen board other ships. Dump supplies to make room on other longships. Nein. Shipwrights for advice. Ropes are thrown to those aboard the sinking longship. It is hauled towards the bank. A few dredge appear, but keep their distance. Their glowing eyes and strange arms unnerve the caravan as workers make necessary repairs. Ja, toll. Leider ist die Moral dabei gesunken. Aber die Schiffe scheinen vollständig. Time on the cramped longships is proving too much for the children. They are climbing ropes, interrupting rowers, and constantly leaning over the sides to touch the water. Some wild and clansmen look annoyed. Remind everyone that this will soon be over. Say nothing. Keep your kids by your side. We are at war until Abraham. Move families to specific longships. Das ist gefährlich. Wenn wir natürlich die Schiffe konkret verlieren, dann haben wir ein Problem. Aber wir versuchen es. You order the longships alongside each other before revealing your plan. Some are shocked and reluctantly follow, while others agree with your decision. The rearrangement takes more time than you expected, but the vessels are soon moving again, with children only climbing over those with children of their own. Also haben wir nur Zeit verloren, ja? Dann wäre ja noch okay. Smoke from a village catches everyone's attention and the longships begin to slow. I doubt these scraps of wood were floating on can hold many more. Ivor says, you feel the governor's gaze on you and he slowly shakes his head. We'll help as many as we can. They might supply us for our trouble. You want me to turn my back on them? Ignore the village and head down river. Ja, vielleicht hilft es ja. Ivor cocks an eyebrow. And who will resupply them when they realize the trade routes are blocked by dredge? You give him a look and wave the ships to shore. When the ships land, you and a few others rush towards the smoke. But the closer you get, the stranger the situation. There's no sound of battle or people panicking to put out fires. Keep going, Borvak rolls. We'll see what the dead are carrying. The wild command defies tradition. But so do many things about him. schauen. A barn is the only thing burning. No one is around. Unusual. Outlife says some kind of trick. Oh, bitte nicht. Bitte nicht, dass sie uns hinterrücks jetzt die Rohstoffe klauen. Feels that way. Let's get back to the ships. Not sure, but let's look for supplies while we are here. Maybe that fire trapped someone else. The village is stripped of anything useful. Those around you are frustrated by wasted effort. After a slow trudge back to the others, Roger stands about a ship, shaking his head. Some thieving bandits ambushed us and took off in a supply ship. Ich hab's mir schon fast gedacht. While you were on your do-good mission. He says... We'll be even more crowded now. Glad you are at the helm. Arschloch. A large clump of hazelnut trees looks like a good place for clansmen to stretch their legs and gather supplies. Once on land, the children laugh while kicking around leather-wrapped balls of rags. You notice a wall on the edge of the clearing silently staring into the woods. He is watching a lone red grunt stalk a squirrel. Red grunt stalk a squirrel. Might be 100 of them in the woods. The wild's whisper is still loud enough to scare the squirrels on a larger ground. It looks at you and the wall before slowly backing up. Kill it before it allows other trash? The guard runs away. You silently follow, but stop when you discover a clearing with a few small animal bones laying about. Meager meals for one. Near the bones stands a tiny statue of a dragon, and terror courses down your spine. You want to get away from it. Each step towards the statue adds to your doubt, and until your hand wraps around it, you realize you've been holding your breath and thick with relief. No more statue. Back on the ship, the clansmen discuss your whole experience along with all the nuts they collected. Smiles appear on most faces. Ja, das geht doch.
Carved rock on a vacant island. Aselai's godstone almost looks lonely.
The clansman and Wal are admiring the godstone when you notice that some are missing. Its bulwark and his ravens, Alio says. They looked rather upset by music and all the singing. He shrugs. If they'd rather hang around that large cart instead of joining us, I won't take it personally. But come closer. Let me introduce you to Aselai, the god of streaming waters. He's the curves of every river, a guide for those who are traveling unfamiliar lands. This guide runs a finger over small etching in the stone. Inscriptions from all those who were lost. but found a way back home with her help. Mehr davon hören. Hör mal was dazu. Some say her stone shows the struggle of leaving the familiar to see what's over the next hill. Elio looks at the ropes tied around parts of her and smiles. Before the gods died, a stone supposedly stood tall and moved a few steps each year, so people are always trying to make sure he stays put. Elio looks at you dryly. Have you the strength to hold her, or a gift with which to entice her? Pull on one of the stronger ropes? Definitely. You wrap your hands around one of the larger ropes and begin to pull. It feels as pointless as expected, and Athali's Godstone does not budge. Suddenly you are joined by Hakon and Ivar, who lends their great strength. Others quickly join, and under the rope slaps, and everyone sprawls into a laughing heap. Okay. You return to where the clansmen have set up camp and see someone, a woman in torn robes, slip from your tent. She blends in with the other families, and after making sure nothing is amiss in your tent, you let it go. Left trained fighters available, but keep in mind that fighters consume more supplies than clansmen and are less effective at foraging. Speak to Sven at the training tent to start training of your clansmen into battle-ready fighters. Aha. Das ist neu. Das gab's vorher nicht. Well, come on in and let's have a look at you, Sven, the trainer says. The trainer looks past you at some boys and girls eager to learn, teaching fighting to the young. Sven muses. They won't go back to hunting and foraging for food, you know. Sure, you want to go through with this. We need the protection. Sven blows out all his air through flapping lips. Then let's get it done. How many you want fighting for you? Can you train 200? 100 if your fighters will fight, 50 should be enough to give us lead. Machen wir 100. We got enough food and water to last us a day and a half? Sven asked. That's what it take for me to break them from running at the first sign of trouble. Consider it done. Sven whistles through his missing teeth. Ja, ist doch schon mal ein Anfang. Dann würde ich sagen, hören wir mal zu, was Hakon zu sagen hat. The two Wal look deep in conversation, but Ivar catches your eye and waves you over. Though they've all armed themselves and are running from something, but what? Well, what? Hakon's becoming a dredged scholar, trying to understand the motivation of our enemy. It's just strange that we've never seen the woman fight until recently. Good thing too, we might have lost through great wars. You think about what to say. Has everyone ever talked to Dredge? Both Wal look at each other. There are rumors that some have tried and be killed in the process. A lot of nonsense, skull tales about the sound of Dredge's voice making your skin fall off. Though there's been no communication with the enemy, is that normal? We were too busy killing to worry about a fireside chat. Besides, they only ever make wobbling sounds. I guess if anyone has talked to them, it'd be the wildcard. But good luck getting them to give you a straight answer. What happened back then? A great deal of killing on both sides. Imagine waking up to dredge attacks every night. Back then the sun actually set. You'd wake up to a sound and see nothing but glowing eyes around you. Ingvar probably told you we never got close to pushing them back to the death they call home. Actually, Ivor has never said much about the past. Oh. Ivor says nothing. Just holds Hakon's stare. Well, he's probably got more stories than you could hear in your short lifetime. But what Walker say and mean aren't always the same. They speak in riddles and prophecy. Still, it might explain why the rats are everywhere, like someone kicked an anthill. Maybe whatever's coming hit them first. Or maybe it's just a new tactic for a new war. If they've learned to crack the ground and call a giant serpent. Then we are all dead and just don't know it yet. Very good. You should know the clansmen have been talking about us killing women and children, dredge or not. It's not sitting well with everyone, which is probably the way it should be. I say if it's us or them, we make sure we are still standing. I'm bothered more by your decision to destroy Anatol's bridge. Let it go, Hakon. It was the best decision at the time. To collapse a bridge that cost thousands of lives to build? If it weren't for your damn horns to Ingvar, I'd swear you were an overgrown human. The two giants begin trading insults and you step away, letting them vent. Ja, gut. So weit, so schlecht. Ja, ganze 15 Punkte. Könnten Ludin verbessern. Ne, können wir nicht. Iron können wir verbessern. Wie viele Punkte braucht der denn? 9. Was kann der denn noch machen? Warte mal. Man kriegt immer nur das. Sonst ist der so lala. Das kannst du nicht sagen, ich kann mit dem irgendwie nicht so richtig viel anfangen. Da nehme ich lieber wieder Moga mit. Er braucht 9 Punkte, dann machen wir das jetzt auch. Kann auch noch mehr Schaden machen. Aber ja. Da haut er die Leute noch zurück. Ah, da ist das neue Gommo-Statue. Also zurückhauen. +2 per Kill. +1 wird Stärke. Aber 6 ist nur der. Der hat den Rüstungsschaden. Durchbruch, was hat der da? Nehmen wir mal das dazu. So, und wie gesagt, da machen wir jetzt einmal Pause und sehen uns in der nächsten Folge wieder. Bis dann.